Thanks for tuning in and checking out another episode of Unlucky, a memoir. My name is Kat. Everyone has a story. This one just happens to be mine. Welcome back. This week I've had this thought taken around my brain for a while now from reading a book called No More Dragons by Pastor Jim Bergen. Great book. It really helped me understand more of my faith journey and past traumas I had from the religion that I grew up with. But there's one part of the book where he asks a question. He's talking about the miracle at Bethesda where Jesus heals the crippled man near the pool. And the man had been there approximately 30 years, I think is what the story says. And when Jesus approaches him and asks him, "Do you want to be healed?" he doesn't immediately say, "Yes, heal me." He starts making excuses as to why he hasn't been yet, how he tries all the time, but somebody's quicker. They push him out of the way. Because the belief is if they can get into the pool at Bethesda, when the waters kind of erupt, there's bubbles that if you're the first one, you will be healed, the first one to get into those bubbles. And he says, like, if it was me, I would have been, yeah, heal me. And I had to think about that as to why he wouldn't. And then, like, I have my own thoughts, right? Because I'm not a crippled man by any means, waiting for salvation or a miracle, but I was crippled by my addiction for about 30 years. And those 30 years took a toll, right? And I said this kind of in the introduction to this series of videos when I first started these 9-10 months ago, that my whole life I always thought I was unlucky. Hence the name Black Cat and where all that came from. But it had nothing to do with luck. It had to do with wasn't willing to take action, right? So being crippled by my addiction, it started to become part of my identity and who I was. And I was almost scared to move beyond it because then who would I be? I also had a hope that a miracle was coming because all I thought was if only I was lucky enough for somebody to come offer me help and save me from this, because I didn't want to work for this. I wanted somebody to pick me up, dust me off, wave a magic wand and make me all better. And that's not how it works. And all you'd hear is people talking about how much work it actually takes in recovery. And they're not lying, it takes work. And I had to have this belief that it was all just gonna fix itself. I would just have to get into those waters, right? And I'd be healed, I'd be cured, it would all go away. And the longer it took and the longer I was in my addiction, the more fragile that hope became. And that hope became so fragile that even the quietest whisper could dispel it, it would just be gone. And I got to that point where I'd rather die than suffer another day, but I didn't want to do any work to stop suffering. And the man at the pool, to have somebody walk up to him and question, and instead of saying, "Yes, heal me," it was excuses. And that's all I had were excuses. My whole addiction, it was, well, if only somebody would this, or if only I could do this, or why doesn't somebody just give me a chance? And the problem was I had blinders on. And I couldn't see the Savior in front of my face because I had so many people throughout my life offer to help me, but not in the way that I wanted help, because I wanted people to help me the way I wanted help. I wanted them just to fix it. I didn't want to have to work for it. I just wanted to be better, but without the effort. Everybody wants to get to the top of the mountain, but nobody wants to go for the hike. You know, they just want to land up there and be done with it. Nobody wants to put the work in to get there. And that was me for a long time. So I understand where he comes from with not immediately just asking to be healed when Jesus says, do you want to be healed? Because I don't know what I'd do if somebody just walked up to me, because it would probably be disbelief, because I was waiting for a miracle my whole life, and for one to just walk up. And then I hit that place of hopelessness, and it's amazing how our bodies thrive to survive. They don't want to quit. It fights. And something in me fought and got me out of the paralyzation of that addiction and to where I'm at today. And I'm so grateful for it, right? And that's where, like, I truly believe God had a plan for me. And I still can't see the end of that plan. I can only see the piece that I'm on right now. And it feels right. And like, as easy, as simple as it seems, right? Like the meaning to life, right? For me, anyway, it's purpose. I was lacking purpose my whole life. I thought if I could get famous, if people recognize my art or my podcast that I used to do, or when I was a tattooer, if people just recognize that, then everything would be fixed. But that's not how it works. I was just listening to a podcast with Rick Rubin, and I guess you call it for the love of the game, right? Like when people are doing things because they truly love it, that's where you find purpose. That's when you can start healing and fixing yourself. It's how it's worked for me. And I find purpose. And I have people who rely on me, depend on me, trust me, and believe in me. And in turn, it's given me belief in myself, trust in myself. And no, this isn't an easy journey. There's many days where I question, what am I doing? And think about what it'd be like to go back. And then I picture the life that I have today that was unimaginable only little over 2 years ago. And I say this all the time. I've built and am building a life that I no longer want to run away from. And the rewards are great. Not monetarily, not with cars or how, it has nothing to do with any of that. It's in here. Like, I finally found some peace in myself. And there's still a lot of work to be done. Don't leave me. Almost 50 years old. A lot of trauma in my life, and some of it was caused by myself. And there's a lot of work to be done on all those issues yet. And even the ones I think I've taken care of, I guarantee I'm going to have to revisit some of them. But the peace that I found and the grace that I've been given because of my faith tells me no matter what comes next, I'm going to make it through. I don't worry anymore about tomorrow. I stay firmly planted in today. And I'm grateful for everything I have right now. Not worried about the things that I've lost or taken or given away in my addiction or even in my recovery. And I'm not concerned with what may or may not happen tomorrow. Today I have purpose. And today I'm firmly planted in that. And with that purpose is gratitude. And look, like today especially has been trying. This week has been trying with the job and dealing with situations, and as stressed out as I get, I find peace in it. I know that I am trusted in this position to handle these things, and the things I can't handle on my own, that's what I have community for. That's what I have people surrounding me for. That's why I have coworkers that I trust to go to with these things. And finally, I'm actually smart enough to know that I'm not smart enough, that I can't just handle all these things on my own. That's why I have a therapist. I have my old counselor I still talk to, my old case manager I still talk to, my community at church that I talk to. The guys in the recovery program that volunteer at our church that I talk to, people that I just try to do my best to help move in a positive direction. Like all these things that I took for granted my whole life because I pushed them away, wouldn't recognize them. Like I see them today. I have new eyes today. And I am so grateful for it. Just as I'm grateful for each and every one of you who tune in and check out my videos every week. I wish I could figure it out. There's no rhyme or reason. One video gets tons of hits, why the next gets none. If you guys have any ideas, leave in the comments, man. If there's something you want to hear, if there's a part of my story you'd like me to revisit, if there's somebody you know that might want to jump on here with me and tell part of their story, whatever it is, I'm open. Again, I'm smart enough to know that I don't know it all. So if you guys have suggestions, throw them down there. I appreciate it. And again, I'm grateful for each and every one of you who tune in weekly to check out my story and come on this journey with me. Because it's been a hell of a ride, man. And I'm not just talking about like this recovery journey has been insane. It's been a blessing. And I'm even grateful for the things that I experienced throughout my addiction because they've made me who I am today. They put me in position today to do the things that I'm doing. So with that, again, I'm very grateful. See y'all next week.